Agents, I'm going to give you 2 tips to make more money in your career. First and foremost, in 30 years of doing this business, I have asked this question multiple times to agents, and I've never, ever actually had an agent say they do this. So here's the pro tip. I'm going to teach you to be different. First and foremost, keeping a good database. I mean, good. Okay. When you go to the closing table, the first thing that you should look at is not your commission. Okay. You should be looking at what the purchase price was, what the loan amount was, what type of financing, and what the interest rate was on every one of your clients. And you should be capturing that data. Here's the reason why it's a multi prong approach. Data is key. You've got to have a good database name, phone numbers, emails, interest rate, loan amount, purchase price, date of closing. All that data should be in your database as a realtor. Doesn't matter that you don't do loans. I'm going to teach you why. Okay. First and foremost, a good database. When I ask agents, do they know the interest rate of their client that closed 2 years ago? They all say no. You at closing should be educating your client to come back to you. You don't want to be a one hit wonder. Close on this loan, you send them an email or two, you maybe give them a pie at Thanksgiving, then 4 years later, they use somebody else. Why? We all wonder why. It's because you did not stay in touch with your client and give them a reason to use you. And I'm going to teach you part two, which is the reason. Okay. First and foremost, you should be partnering with a loan officer like myself on the purchase side because I have a strategy to help you. Okay. And in general, I do purchases extremely well. I've not missed a closing date in 30 years. That means your commission is on time. But for the second part of that is you should ask, do you do no closing cost refinances? The answer is yes. Been doing no closing cost refinances since 1996. Here's why it matters. So when you're at closing and you capture that client's data and you say, hey, Emily, no, we just closed on this house. I know you're excited, but I want to give you a couple other things to think about. I'm going to help monitor your interest rate. If I see a good opportunity out there, like on a no closing cost refinance, I'm going to contact you. I may tell you to go back to Kevin, or I may have, I may get a new source. You just never know. But I'm always going to be looking out for you, right? So here's the thing: when interest rates drop, and if we're working together as a partner on this, the thing about it is I can say, hey, Joe, look, interest rates are at 6.25. If you want to give Emily a call, tell her to call me. I could probably save her, $150 a month for free, right? You get to make that phone call and you get to look like the hero. You're following up, and then you're no longer a one hit wonder as the real estate agent, right? They call me, I refinance them, no closing cost. They save money. We build that circle of trust together, and neither one of us then are a one hit wonder. If they have a friend or a family member that's buying, they're going to refer them to you. So you're going to make more money that way. But the key part is 4 years later, they're going to call you if they need to sell that house. And then pro tip 2A is a simple fact that every time I lower their interest rate with no closing cost, more money goes to principal in the earlier years on a mortgage. Thereby, they're building up more equity. Plus, I'm saving them money. Therefore, they're saving more money, thus potentially being able to be a move up buyer faster. So, if we can do this circle multiple times and we're now saving them 200, 300, 400, $500 from that original deal because you were monitoring it, I'm going to call them either way. The question is do you want to have the touch that they remember? Hey, They followed up after they sold me the house as a realtor, told me to call Kevin. I saved another $200. You get to look like the hero. Database, understand their interest rate, and work with someone that does no cost refis. Be the point of contact, be the hero. My name's Kevin Retcher, owner of First Meridian Mortgage. I have done this with multiple agents over the time. When interest rates drop, you can be the hero. My name's Kevin Retcher, owner of First Meridian Mortgage. Talk to you soon.